I'm Mike, owner of the Ingrove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for March the 8th, 2024. Pretty solid new arrival week. Some box sets, some audiophile records, some restocks that are pretty cool, some free stuff I'm going to give away in the store. But let me tell you guys about this week's pre-orders that were announced. These are kind of a select sampling of some of the pre-orders that I put up. The first is Def Leppard's Pyromania. They're doing two versions of it. They're doing a half-speed, I think it's an Abbey Road half-speed mastered 1 LP set, right? Maybe that's 1 LP. And then I think they're doing a 2 LP deluxe version, which is not half-speed mastered. For the price, truth be told, I would be doing the 2 LP deluxe. It's more than likely digital, right? Because all half-speed, Abbey Road half-speeds are digital. And half-speed mastering to me is all marketing at this point. There's no reason to half-speed master. I prefer non-half-speed mastered records. So I think the 2 LP Deluxe Edition, if you are a fan of that record, would be the way to go. Okay, the next 4 OJC records were announced from Craft. And at this point, I think this is my favorite audiophile series out. Jazz-related anyways. There's some cool, I like the Atlantic stuff because that's records that haven't been done to death being released as audiophile records. But this, for jazz, is a home run. It is from the Concord group, so all the Prestige, Riverside, Fantasy, there's a ton of labels in their umbrella, and they're just doing a killer job with these. They are, you know, tip-on jacket, all analog, cut from the master tape by Kevin Gray, and now Matt Luthans, and I'll tell you about that. So the first two, Red Garland's Groovy and Kenny Burrell and John Coltrane, both coming out April 26th. Those are both cut by Matt Luthans. Matt Luthans is Kevin Gray's, I guess we would say he's his protege. That's not a bad thing, right? So Kevin Gray's protege. They're cut at Coherent, so it's on Kevin's system, right? And he's done some stuff so far that I've listened to, and it's been absolutely fantastic. So it's really good. I'm not disappointed that it's not Kevin. Matt is really knocking it out of the park when it comes to some of the stuff he's done at Coherent. And also he's doing some work for the Mastering Lab in Salina, Kansas. But so far, the stuff that has come out of Coherent that he's done has been great. I don't think these two are going to be exceptions. Also, it kind of helps when you do records like this that have just stellar recording, tapes that are in great shape. The recordings are stellar. That doesn't hurt, but that's not, that hasn't prevented other people from doing less quality job. So, it's not a catch-all. The next two that are coming out June 28th, John Wright Trio, South Side Soul, and, let's see, Miles Davis Quintet. I think somebody's engine just blew up. The Miles Davis Quintet. Miles, that's with the green cover that says Miles. It was later changed to blue. Both of those are coming out June 28th. It looks like both of those titles are actually cut by Kevin Gray. But the same thing, all cut at Coherent, all cut from the original analog tape, all with the tip-on jacket. They've been great. Those are the 6 pre-orders I wanted to tell you guys about. Also, I'm about a day early filming this video to be able to show you the Impex Gets Gilberto that I've got coming, that's going to be coming this week and shipping this week. So get a pre-order in for it. We'll get you shipped out right away. I'll probably have them available. I'm going to have enough available for pre-order, for sale after the pre-orders, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough to last forever. I got another reorder of those coming in. But the most exciting news, that is Anthony Wilson, Hackensack West, on Coherent Records, the all-analog, all-tube production. Kirsten Atkins was the first one. Anthony West, Hackensack West is the second title. That is actually going to be shipping to me this week. I will probably have it next week, and I'm going to be shipping it to you guys next week. So get your orders in. I get them out as quick as possible. I'm excited. I've sold tons of them. I've said it a few times in the past. It's not a record that's going to go out of print. Kevin plans on keeping these things in print for a while. But I do think we're going to have a point where there is a second pressing that's going to need to be done, because I could tell you firsthand, because I'm the worldwide distributor for this, so every record is coming to me and then I will be shipping it to everybody else. And I can tell you right off the jump that the amount of orders I have, pre-orders, other distributors, this record isn't going to last too long before it needs to get repressed. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard a test pressing of it. It's sonically fantastic. Anthony is absolutely killing it on guitar. It's one of those records, I really want to do a review on it, but I don't feel like I can because I'm distributing the record. And if I was to say the record's good, you'd have to take my word on it, which I'm telling you it's good now. But to do an in-depth review and be like, this record is great, you should buy it. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to review the stuff that I'm distributing, but I can promise you this record is killer. Not only sonically, like the Curse and Atkins was, but musically, it's dynamite. I highly recommend it. I heard a test pressing. I played it in the store 50 times. It's the only record that sits underneath the turntable. So, you know, people talk about it. I'm like, oh, you want to hear it? And then I'll play it in the store. And then once I put it on, I don't generally turn it off. But the response has been absolutely fantastic. I've had more than 2 people, maybe 3 people, I think, at this point, come and be like, oh, what record is this? And I tell them, they're like, that's on Blue Note? And I'm like, no. And I have to like explain it. You know, they have no idea of Coherent, what it is, what it's about. And their reaction was like, oh, we're listening to a Blue Note record. What's the artist? And I think that I say that as that's got to be like the utmost compliment, not only for the musician on the record, but for everything else involved. The sonics of the record, the mastering of the record. To be able to be mistaken for a Blue Note record from the 50s and 60s, that's like very high praise. Do you know what I mean? That's a good thing. But very excited. That is coming and being shipped out. If you are a store, you don't have to order hundreds of copies. You want to put 3, 4, 5 copies of the record in your store, I highly recommend it. Contact us. I'll wholesale it out to you guys and get you guys set up. I really want to put this at as many local stores as possible so people can come in, browse it, look at it. When you have it in your hand, you're going to be like, holy cow, this is awesome. I bet this sounds great. And you're going to buy it. I highly suggest doing that if you carry new records, jazz records, audiophile records. It's great. Okay. Show you guys what's coming out this week. This actually has been out a little while, but I just got it last week. It's been out a couple weeks. This is the UHQR of John Coltrane's ballads. They only did 5,000 of these. It's one of the lower numbers of a UHQR they've done so far. The first couple were low, then the Bob Marley were low, but that was a contractual issue. But subsequently, they're much higher. But they brought the numbers down on this one. John Coltrane's ballads, I don't think they're going to be lasting forever. 5,000 is a lot, but it's not a huge amount. And War's Greatest Hits. I listened to this. It sounds fantastic. Really good. Cut at 45 RPM. Killer cover they did on this. It is the same like Stoughton tip-on jacket, but it's got a layering of foil. I don't know how well that shows on camera, but check out how that looks. It's really awesome. A couple of little add-ons, special 45 RPM edition. But really, really good record. Awesome. Every time I play this in the store, I sell a couple copies. Okay. A few people laughed at this when they saw them unboxing this in the back. I'm like, what are you talking? I'm like, this is great, man. Those W.A.S.P records are expensive. Everybody wants those W.A.S.P records. But this is a W.A.S.P 8 LP box set, the 7 Savage. This is all the W.A.S.P albums everybody wants. Self-titled, The Last Command, Inside the Electric Circus, The Headless Children, The Crimson Idol, all mastered half speed, plus live in the raw and bonus tracks and B-sides. 60-page booklet, 2 posters, compiled with the full cooperation of Blackie Lawless. So, really cool. You can get a bunch of records that have been probably on a lot of guys' want lists all in one go because they're really not that common. I don't get W.A.S.P records. All the 80s metal, hair metal sells like fantastically well, and it's so hard to get. I mean, it's funny because years ago, like Def Leppard records, man, you could give them things away. $1 box all day long. Pyromania was a $1 record. Hysteria, maybe $3. These records have gone through the stratosphere. Okay, the Velvet Underground Loaded. This is the Super Deluxe Edition box set. This was a record box set that was exclusive to their website. But after a while, when they get a bulk of the cash, these guys stop making them exclusives. They're no longer website exclusives. They open them up to a wider distribution, and that's what this is. This is the Velvet Underground Loaded Super Deluxe Edition box set. There's only 1,970 of these. This is 741. Really well done. Has that same type of foiling as the War album. This is done by Rhino. Okay, very cool. Alice Cooper's $1 Billion Babies $1 Trillion Edition. So this is essentially the deluxe version of $1 Billion Babies. Really cool. You know, they replicated the rounded cornered cover, textured, just, you know, snakeskin texture. You've got the original album, right? What do you got? Side 1, side 2. Then side disc, you get 3 disc set. Side disc 2, which is side 3, 4, and it looks like part of disc 3 is live at Houston, Texas, 1973. Then you've got single editions of, you know, Elected, $1 Billion Babies, Hello Hooray, and then you've got some outtakes of a few tracks. This is called the $1 Trillion Edition. So remastered album, cool concert, single versions and rare tracks. 3 LP. Looks kind of like a, you know, it's hinged, but it looks like there's another pocket in there for the 3rd disc. But there it is. So what's kind of cool is the label, and this has happened to me a lot just this week. It's never happened really before. But for locals who come in and pick it up, you're going to get this special print that was only available to a few stores. $1 Billion Babies, Alice Cooper, $1 Trillion Edition. So Rhino sent me this. Appreciate it. I'm going to have it for in-store pickup. So if you get it, just ask me for it if we forget to give it to you, and we'll do this with the litho. So that is like a bonus add-on. And when I told you I'm getting multiple phone calls for add-ons, this is cool. If this continues, if manufacturers are now in the business of doing extra add-ons for independent record stores, I'm excited. Check this out. So this is Norah Jones Visions. This is the indie record store exclusive cover. So the cover art would be different. So this is an alternate artwork cover, and it's on an orange blend vinyl. So the new Norah Jones album on Blue Note. Really cool with the indie cover. But if you pick it up locally, you're going to get this candle. And it's Tranquility. Scented candle. Actually smells really good. So you'll be able to listen to your Norah Jones record, put on a nice candle, Tranquility smell. But there you go. It says Norah Jones on the top. And it smells quite good. Yes. So, yeah. Free. It's free. Free stuff. I think this is cool. The candle's cool. My wife was like, oh, that's nice. Can I have them? I'm like, okay, take one. I'm like, I think you got to buy the album. She's like, it's jazz. She just grabbed the candle and walked away. No interest in the record. But this is actually a really good record. I've streamed a couple of the singles that were released. I think it's running. Really good. Stream it. I hope I haven't listened to it yet, but I hope the rest of the record is kind of in the same vein as the released singles. The Who. This is a live concert from 1982. They were touring It's Hard. And yeah, they were not a fan, apparently, of how things were going because they just quit at this point, and I don't think they got going again until the late 80s. 1989, if I'm not mistaken. Turn that off. But this is a 3 LP set, and they're doing some stuff on here that I don't know if I've ever heard live. You know, they're doing some stuff from It's Hard, which wasn't a horrible Who album, but it wasn't the best. Doing a Beatles cover on there too. I saw her standing there. Summertime Blues, Cry If You Want, Tattoo. Yeah, looks good. This though, I have heard. I'm gonna. These two, the Rolling Stones, I already took a copy. I'm gonna definitely take the Who, one of my favorite bands. I'll probably take the Alice Cooper. But this I listened to and it's fantastic. That is the Rolling Stones live at the Wiltern. This is from 2002, I think, this concert. Small little show. Let's see. So I think this was 2002 for the Licks tour, which I saw. Not this show, but I saw stops on this tour. Actually, I had tickets to the Miami show in Florida for this tour, and then I left Florida to move to Arizona, and I paid like $800 for those tickets. And at the time, for me, that was like a week pay. But I moved out to here, and I ended up seeing him at America West on this tour. But anyways, this is a really good concert. It's a 3-disc set. Solomon Burke is on here. He's doing Everybody Needs Somebody to Love. And then he ends up doing like Otis Redding cover like right afterwards. But it's a really cool set list. My favorite Rolling Stones song of all time they do, Can't You Hear Me Knocking? But really cool concert. I love the fact that they're releasing all these live Stone concerts on vinyl. It's great. Okay, I got a restock of the Spiders on Mascot. Don't blow your mind. This is the Mascot sessions of Alice. Actually, it goes perfectly with the Alice Cooper. The Spiders was Alice Cooper's first band. There you can see him there. Don't Blow Your Mind is actually a fantastic song. My favorite song on this, but this is limited to 1,000. It includes the original Spiders business card, which is the numbering on it. So this is copy 560 out of 1,000. The business cards are numbered, meaning there's 1,000 of these out there. And it comes with the original button, like a replica of what the original button was, that you can kind of see that they've affixed to the picture with Alice. But very cool. The original Alice Cooper Hitchhike on Mascot is on the back. I know of 3, possibly 4 copies of this record in existence. I've got a standing offer from a guy for 10 grand if one turned up, but I have not, or no one, I have not found anybody who's even seen one of these in the last 15 years. It's crazy because the Mascot records in general aren't that difficult to find in Phoenix. The George Washington GWR band I find, Peanut Butter I find, you know, if you're local, you're familiar with some of these. But man, that Spiders record, that's a grail record for me. Probably the only record that I would pay extreme money for if I could ever get a copy. There's other records I want that are high dollar, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on yet. Blink-182, this is an anniversary edition. Limited to 500 copies. Looks like it's a greenish type vinyl. Buddha. Betty Davis. This is Nasty Gal. Betty Davis married to Miles Davis. For a couple of years anyways. Fantastic. What's the best way to describe it? Raunchy soul. I mean, it's great though. Betty Davis was fantastic. This is done by the Light in the Attic. This is clear wax with pink and yellow vinyl. I was a little shocked when I saw this. I'm like, the Plain White T's. They're still making music, but this is the new album from the Plain White T's on white vinyl. 2003, yeah. Plain White T's. I think they did, what was their big hit? Delilah? Simple Minds. The best of 2 LP set, 79 to 2019. Includes the brand new single for one night only. That's nice of them. If you want the single, I'm sure you got to buy this. The Rolling Stones did that to us on the Gurr compilation. Remember that? They put 2 new songs on it, and the only way you can get them on vinyl was to buy the box set. We've got a self-titled from the Bleachers. This is pressed on clear vinyl. What is that? A 60? Is that a 60, 68? Coupe de Ville there on the front. 2 LP set. And this is the blue indie vinyl variant. First car I ever had was a 1963 Cadillac. Got married and was forced to sell it. Got to replace that car. I miss it to this day. La Magnifique. La Magnifique. The Magnificent. The original soundtrack by Claude Bolling. This is on Decca. So that was the original motion picture soundtrack. What the hell is this? Oh, this is part 2. Okay, part 1 and part 2. It's funny, my tag says part 2, but it doesn't actually say it on the record. So part 1 and part 2. Bolas Pupal, Letter to You. Kind of dig the cover. Michael's book. Michael's book on bears. Con Rosden. Go West. What is this? Go West. Dancing on the Couch. This is an expanded edition. 180 gram clear vinyl. It feels like it's 2 LPs. Yeah, 2 LPs. You've got the album, then you've got B-sides, remixes, and rarities on disc 2. Roots of the Grateful Dead. This is with the Crumb cover. So what is this? Bob Dylan, Jimmy Reed, Marty Robbins, Iko, the Dixie Cups. Here are the original versions of 13 of the Dead's best loved cover tunes. That's kind of cool. Tantric, Some of All Things. This is a green and black vinyl variant. Banbury, Radical Sonora. 2 LPs and a CD. That's kind of cool. Jasmine Bean, the debut album. Traumatic Livelihood. I like these out there covers that keep you kind of looking. She's on like a kind of looks like a rocking horse made out of like maybe out of a bat lift. I'm not really sure. It's on Island. It includes tracks Piggy, Favorite Toy, and Terrified on transparent vinyl. Days of the New. Wow, the green album. This is music on vinyl. Standard version. Students, not a color variant. Ella Washington. Self-titled. On High Records. I feel like I had an original of this not too long ago. From Music on Vinyl, this is Miles Davis's Sorcerer. This is a limited edition vinyl version of 2,500 copies on clear vinyl. This is 2056. It's got kind of a nice linen cover. You can hear that? Very cool. From Music on Vinyl. The live adventures of Mike Bloomfield and Al Cooper. Limited to 1,000 copies on blue and white marbled vinyl. Number 942. White Lion. Big Game. I don't think I've had an original of this thing come through in maybe 5 years. Not a common record. 1989, right at the tail end of vinyl. You're not going to see that a lot. Mogwai. Happy Songs for Happy People on transparent green vinyl. Judas Priest. Invincible Shield. So this is a brand new album from Judas Priest. So I've got 2 vinyl versions here. I've got the standard black vinyl and the limited edition heavyweight red vinyl. JPEG Mafia. Ghost Pop Tape. This is, that's cool. Limited edition blue vinyl. From, no doubt, Friday Music. The Doobie Brothers. Yep, Friday Music. The Doobie Brothers. That's crazy. Friday Music, man. I'm guessing this is a color variant because it's got the hype sticker over the barcode. But, yeah. We've got Ghetto Brothers. This looks cool. Power Fuzra. This is on Vampy Soul. 1972 Salsa, copyright 1972 Salsa Records. If I was digging through like a bin and I was in a record store, like a bargain bin, and I like found this cover, I'd shit myself. I go right to my phone because this just looks like this is like a not only a good record, but a high dollar record. Really good. One of the best Latin funk albums ever recorded that has remained out of print for quite some time now. This is on the hype sticker. I'm going to listen to that. That sounds and looks really good. UFO, Light Out, 2014 remaster with a 1977 live concert at the Roundhouse. That looks like that hurts. Okay, Earth Eater, Powders. Black vinyl. This is limited to 1,500 copies on black vinyl. What? Look at that cover. Just put that right there. You can zoom in. Yeah. The soundtrack to the newest version of The Color Purple. And of course, this is on purple vinyl. Alicia Keys, Mary J. Blige, Usher, Her, and more. Feels like it's a 3 LP set. Joel Ross. This is on Blue Note. New Blues. Yeah, two LP set on Blue Note. I feel like I showed this, but maybe this is a restock. Art Pepper Quintet's Smack Up. Oh yeah, these are a couple of restocks of some key titles. Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. It's actually been about 6 months since we've had that. This is kind of cool. This is the Strokes. Is This It? With the original cover that didn't come out in the US, the European cover. This is on transparent red vinyl. From the top 100 imprint, I think this is on my top 100 imprint analog records you should own list. Maybe I didn't put it on there because disc 2 I don't believe is analog. But disc 1 is unbelievable. This is from the Runout Groove. This is Superfly. Disc 1 is all analog, cut from the original master tape by Kevin Gray. I've been talking about this forever. I don't know how these things aren't sold out yet. They're numbered. This is 1969, but this record is just dynamite. Fantastic. This is a restock of Dead Man's Party from Rebellion Masters. Oingo Boingo, Dead Man's Party. This is a limited edition gold and orange vinyl variant, limited to 1,000. Linkin Park, The Lost Demos. Meteora 20, The Lost Demos. I feel like this was this a Record Store Day title from last year? Like a Record Store Day first? Seems like it was. Pussifer. Globing Probing, live from Prescott, Arizona. There a couple weeks ago. Pussifer, 2 LP glow-in-the-dark LPs. Where in the world would they have played in Prescott, Arizona? I wonder what the venue is. I'm going to have to look that up. And a couple copies of Angels del Inferno. Pecata con el Diablo. See if I do this, I can probably show that record. Although those are, maybe they're not plastic boobs. I'm not 100% sure, but let's save myself from, oh my God. I don't want to do any editing. This is Diabolica on Warner Music Spain. Music from The Godfather, the trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, the City of Prague Philharmonic. So kind of a greatest hits of Godfather 1, 2, and 3 on 2 LPs. All right, guys, that is it for this week's new arrival video. You can get all this stuff online at the website at theingroove.com. Until next time.